So how do you install Euro mount hinges easily and quickly? Today I'm going to show you how to do that. Hey guys, this is Robert with the Recreational Woodworker. I am close to finishing up my kitchen remodel in our kitchen cabinet series, and now it is time to install our cabinet doors. We're using Euro mount hinges, and there's a few tricks that I want to show you that'll make it way easier. Now, if you're unfamiliar, a Euro mount hinge has a bore that is, I think this is 1.25 inches or 32, 35 millimeters, something like that, with 2 additional barrels cut into it. I'm using these Blum style hinges. I apologize, I don't know the exact model number of these. I'll try to research that and put it in the description below. So what typically happens is this guy uses a cam. You can see these little teeth right here, and when you close it, those push out, flare out, which creates the bind. So you don't have any hardware to do, and these are really the premium hinges. Now, making cabinet doors is something I didn't go into because I ordered my cabinet doors from a local cabinet door making shop, and they also supplied all the hinges, board everything. All I had to do was paint them. I will do a video in the future on how to make cabinet doors. So if you just search Recreational Woodworker cabinet doors, then that'll come up. So how this works is you have your door, you put that in right there, push that cam down, you want to make sure it's flush right there, and that holds in place. And then whenever if you need to remove it, don't ever use your pocket knife as a pry bar. That's really bad. You just pry that up, and there you go. You can see, let me show you, this little divots fit in there. Some different style of hinges will have just a regular screw hole right here, or like a little rubber washer thing you press in. Same basic principle, but these are definitely the better ones. That cams it down like that. That locks up like that. Now there is a second part to this mechanism. The second part of this mechanism is this guy. This is what attaches to your cabinet. You'll notice this screw right here. That actually lets this mechanism move up and down. Now, obviously you don't want to do this with this kind of screwdriver, but if you look, maybe I can show you. See, it just moved down, and you'll see that gap right there at the top, right there, and it goes up. And it's just a little cam. So I've got it approximately centered. Obviously, a hand screwdriver will absolutely do that better, and thankfully, I can tweak that a little bit. Okay, so that's centered. The reason you have this adjustment is not everything's always right in a cabinet. This guy also has adjustment for in and out. I think it's 6-way adjustable. I don't know all the yaw and pitch and all that. You'll see this hook right here. It hooks into this guy right there, and then there's a clip right here, and that snaps in place and holds it. When you need to remove the door, it's just super easy to pop that out. You can see this fulcrum right there goes into that pin right there, and whoops, that was upside down, wasn't it? Like that, and snap. So this works with our 1/2-inch overlay hinges. I don't know what flush mount doors or inset doors. Now, what we do is we install this. There's 2 little hooks right here that allow it to index flush, and then I think if you did a pure 32 millimeter system, like these would line up somehow, and you could put a plug in there. That's beyond my knowledge, but 2 screws right there does it, and then you just pop the doors on like I showed in the intro. So how do you perfectly space these to get where you need to be? That is with this very simple jig. You can see right here, I've just drilled out the holes. You can see right here is where I set it up. I've got an edge. I actually cut it where it's left, right, up, down. It's the same, but let me show you how to make this jig real quick. First thing you need to do is find the center point of your barrel. A good cabinet maker, this is going to be consistent throughout the entire cabinet making process. So whatever this is, that's what it's going to be on all of my doors. So what I do is I take my combination square and I find the center. There's a little ridge right here that gets you pretty close to darn center. And getting that, I found that the center point is 4 inches. Now, these are 1/2 inch overlay doors. So that means there's going to be a 1/2 inch of overlay, about my pinky width, between the base of the cabinet, face frame, and that center point. So we need to subtract 1/2 inch to 3.5 inches. That gives us our 3.5 inch mark. What I did is I took this, put my square on, struck a line, squared up that line. Now I have a center point right there. This is a 7-inch rectangle. The length and width isn't critical, but from the bottom edge up, you want to be that exact measurement. So if your measurement's different than 4 inches, you'll need to determine what that is, but 4 inches tends to be a standard. I then took my mounting plate, and then there's a slight little point right there, but then I just use my eyes. You can trust your eyes for finding the center of things pretty well as long as they're small. And you can see I just lined it up with the center point of that circle. And I use that to pre-drill 2 holes. And now I can just simply place that, make sure it's flush with the front face frame, and drill my holes. Because I have about a full 1/8 inch of adjustment right here, if for some reason I'm a little bit off, like if I'm, like it's most of I could reasonably eyeball get off without noticing it, it's maybe a 32nd, maybe a 16th. There's more enough play in there, but super easy jig to line up. Now let me show you how to use it. All right, so I have everything I need. I've got my drill. I've already done a review of my CXS a few times. Lovely little drill for jobs like this. Now I have my jig. I've marked where my edge is. I made this jig a square after I just fine-tuned it a little bit. This is scrap 1/4 inch plywood, but you can make a jig for everything. So I set this in right here. I make sure that I'm flush with the edge. Just test it with my finger. Make sure it's flush. I'm gonna clamp it in place with my hand. I'm going to avoid drilling into my thumb. I hope I'm not blocking it too much. Flip it in high, and then I'm gonna drill out my holes. I've got all my supplied screws that are just your standard Phillips head wood screw. Put it on there. And now, put it in flush. Find my pre-drilled hole. Sorry for blocking the camera. Find my pre-drilled hole. And do I need to do like that so you can see? Would you see better that way? I think you'll see better that way. And because it's a bugle head or countersink screw, I don't know the right term for that, forgive me there. But that pulls it flush right there. You see it, and then you can adjust away. So we're gonna put the other screw in. All right, so that's where that needs to be. Now I just need to go do the top. So start with the floor. I'll flip it upside, flip it that way, do the other one, and then we can just come back and clip our door on. All right, so I've got my top and bottom plates installed just using my jig. Now I've got my door. Now what I do is I flip these guys open like that. I start with the bottom one just because I think that's a little bit easier to get. Then I come over to the top, make sure to hook it in, and sometimes you gotta give it just a little bit of whack, but I have yet to have one door in this and all my tests not just pop into place. And now I can adjust it left, right, up, down, get all this right. When I get my other door on, I'll make sure my gaps are even. And that is done very simply by just adjusting these screws, and then, oh, if I need to pop it off a little bit, raise the whole door up, I have that cam right there and I can mirror it right there. Seriously, with these good Blum style hinges, it's super easy. After switching to this style, which is more expensive than the cheaper ones, I just go with these because they're so much easier and faster to put on. The other ones don't come in 2 pieces, so you either have to put, like, clamp a little guy right there, figure out where all to do, it's just a pain. But this way, pretty easy, pretty painless. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. This is part of a larger kitchen cabinet series that I've done that shows you step by step how to build cabinetry, at least the way I build cabinetry. There is a set of plans available. You can go to the recreationalwoodworker.com to buy those plans. There's a link below. And doing that would be a huge support to this channel. I'd also invite you to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, and of course, if you have any questions or comments below, please leave them and I'll do my best to respond to every single one of them. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching this video, and be sure to check us out on our private Facebook group, The Recreational Woodworker, and connect with a lot of other woodworkers there. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.